Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk men's basketball. And on the eve of the 2014-2015 season, joined now by head coach Andy Bronkema. And coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Robert.
This season already underway somewhat for the Bulldogs as you played an exhibition game this past weekend, Division I exhibition game against Oakland University, and certainly a great game that you had a chance to win in the end.
Well, I think the game benefited both teams. You know, every exhibition season we try to get as many Division I's as we can to play us, and you know, Drew Lehman's father Jay had a good relationship with Coach Campy. They're pretty close, and Campy played us because of that. And yeah, we got some good things on film that we can go improve on and look at, and I think they did too. So it is an exhibition game. You try to win them all, but you're doing a few things and looking at a few things a little differently than you would in the regular season, and I think it benefited both teams.
You had some guys reach double figures in scoring, and Drew Lehman kind of led the way with 26 points. Talk about some of the players, how they did in that exhibition contest.
Well, a lot of our guys have set the bar higher for themselves. They've really recommitted to improving and refusing to believe that they have a ceiling. So they're getting better, and Drew, at the tail end of last season, was proven that he was one of the better players in the league, and certainly all this year we're expecting that out of him. So the 26 points, you know, 6 rebounds, 7 assists that he had really wasn't a surprise to me. It'd be more of a surprise if he didn't put a performance together with similar stats. So we're expecting that out of him. He's got championship experience for us, and we're looking for his leadership. You know, Dietrich Lever shot the ball well, which is what he's done the majority of his career, and Jared Stoliker, you know, even though he's going against a bigger opponent, played a pretty physical basketball game, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks, ran the floor well, used his talents and his strengths to our advantage. Josh Fleming on the boards with 15 rebounds. And if we could do a few of those things in our league, then we'll have some good chances to be in ball games.
You have a total of 6 guys with 9 starts or more from last season coming back, won 3 of your last 4 games last year. Talk about that experience, what that means to have those guys back.
Well, to be honest, we're real comfortable with 6 guys. And then, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 are good young men, good students, good people, and can be good basketball players. They can be, but we need more consistency out of them. So if we can get those next 4 guys to emerge, how we see them in practice sometimes and how we've seen them in games in the past, we could be pretty dangerous. But we're looking for that bench to step it up one more notch and join the top 6 that we're pretty comfortable with. And there's no reason to believe that they won't. We just need to see it more often.
Not only did you take on Oakland University here in this exhibition game, you've got another one coming up this Saturday at home against Calvin College in the afternoon. Talk about how taking on Calvin, how that'll help prepare you for the start of the season next week.
Well, exhibition against Calvin has always been a strong game. I mean, they're 14th in the nation preseason. You know, they've been in the national tournament, I think, 3 years in a row in Division III, returning an All-American, and Jordan Brink, 3 starters, 7 returners from the rotation last year. So we played some tight battles over the years with Calvin, and it's nice that it's at our place, but it's going to test us again. It'll be a close game just like the Oakland game, I'm imagining. So, you know, in the Oakland series, we're up, I think, 43-21 now on the all-time series, and if you go to the Calvin Ferris all-time series, they're up by a bunch of games. So, you know, it's funny how things can change, but, you know, over the course of the history of our rivalry, you know, they've won a few more games than us, so we don't take the game lightly at all. We know it's going to be a good one.
Certainly, these 2 exhibition games help prepare you for the start of the season. Next week at the GLIAC GLVC Challenge, Quincy, Illinois, you'll have a couple games, and then get into some home action after that, followed by the start of conference play.
Well, that opening tournament's something new for us. We're in a 4-year deal to play in those exempt games, and you know, Quincy and University of St. Louis, Missouri, they're picked 2nd and 3rd, I believe, in their division. So there's going to be some tests early right away, but it gives us a chance to see where we're at and get a rhythm before we get you know, closer to the conference season.
What do you expect in terms of the conference race this year? I know it's kind of wide open. Anybody's race coming back into this season.
Yeah, I think the second time through in the North Division, we'll know a lot more about the teams, but there's just a lot of question marks for a lot of teams. Who's going to emerge as the go-to players for the teams, and how our team's going to mix together. And there's certainly questions on our team, but throughout the league. So it's wide open. There's some teams with some championship experience and NCAA tournament experience, which is always more valuable than not. I mean, with Michigan Tech and Lake State and their championship experience, that's tough to compete with. And then Grand Valley's returning a lot. Northwood, Saginaw have transfers. You know, Coach Saul at Northern has got that turned around, and he's got things going his way. So it's just going to be a fun league. It's going to be fun to compete with these coaches and with the players that they have. Last year, your first year as the head coach. Talk about what you learned, how that'll help you this season as you move forward here in year 2. Well, it's more like what didn't I learn? I've said that more than one time. You know, in no way am I seasoned, but at least I have one season under my belt. So I have that experience. We're able to draw on it as a staff to be better for our players this year and put them in better position. There's no doubt that plenty of those losses were definitely on my shoulders last year. And we just want to put our players, our good players, in position to make plays that they can make. So that's our goal, and we're going to work hard doing it. We mentioned somewhat of the returning experience you have back this year. Talk about some of the incoming kids, nice freshman class, and what you expect out of that class. Well, we'll see who we see on the floor this year as far as the freshmen. You know, a couple of them are still in the mix to get into this rotation, and we're going to need them to play well. But we have a lot of guys that you might not see this year that are going to have great careers. We brought in some talent, and they're showing it in practice. I'm real excited about all of our new guys and their potential. So we're building it, and the future is definitely bright. You mentioned building Bulldog basketball. I know the home environment plays a large part of that, and establishing a home court advantage at Wink Arena. Talk about playing in front of the home fans and what you expect out of that this season. The home fans are great, and the crowds are only going to grow. We just need to take that page out of football's book and hockey and volleyball and continue on the success that we're having here at Ferris State and keep winning basketball games. So our tradition is there. We're starting to build a talent base where it needs to be to compete for the titles. And when we're playing an exciting brand of basketball, and you know, we had 25 fast break points against Oakland, and we had 21 assists. So we're sharing the ball, we're getting up and down the court. If it results in some wins, you know, people are going to come out and want to see that. You mentioned somewhat of that offensive philosophy of yours. Talk about the strengths of your team and what you expect to be the key parts of your team as you move forward this season. Well, the strength has to be in our balance and our willingness to run our favorite play, which is the pass. You know, we like to pass the ball and share it around, and that's an important thing for our system and our offense. And then defensively, just being in better awareness of our positioning. You know, which we have been in the preseason so far, and then you rely on the players making plays. So Drew and Dietrich, it starts there. There's a hierarchy of talent and experience. We go on down to the veterans, you know, the upperclassmen, and then all the way through to the young guys who are learning their way and learning the system. So we're excited about this year. Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs at home against Calvin on Saturday, exhibition game, and then starting the season next week. Thanks, Robert. That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action, get all the updates online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.